Hello everyone, and welcome to another gameplay guide for Heroes of Mana Magic 3 Horde of the Abyss, where today we're playing Inferno. I was not planning to do Inferno this early, however, many players have the sentiment that, hey, Inferno is garbage. So I'm here to dispel that. I'm here to show you the power of Inferno and how cool they actually are in Horde of the Abyss. And as in other guide series, I'll be trying to explain as many things as I possibly can about the game, why I do certain things that I do, and how you should approach your games in multiplayer as well. So without further ado, let's jump right into a game. We will be playing Jebus Cross, and we will be playing Extra Large, no water content, and strong monster strength. So there we go. We will be picking our red Cal on Inferno. Recently, there is a preference for Ignatius as well, especially in Jebus King over Jebus Cross, because Jebus King has more creature banks, so you get to choose more what kind of objects you get to start on, and Ignatius is exceptionally good at doing wolf-rated pickets. So if you're guaranteed to have some wolf-rated pickets in your biome, you're actually going to be better off going Ignatius. But because Jebus Cross is really wild and random, we cannot guarantee any objectives spawning in the map, and Cal is going to be more prepared to deal with many different situations. So we go with Gog Battle Stack of the Cal. We choose him for the starting army. He could be actually a decent main hero as well, but that's not the reason we pick him. Usually when playing Inferno through the town trade, you will be starting with more than 10,000 gold, but so be it. Since we are not town trading up against a computer, we'll play like this instead. So let us go. Usually I play with a 1262 timer, chess timer by the way. The first number is your initial timer pool, then the second number is the timer that you get every single turn, and then the third number is the combat timer that you get as well for every single individual fight. But in this case, we will go 1682 in order to have some extra time to explain things for you. 1682 is actually pretty commonly played in the lobby as well, but it's a timer that's a little bit too long for me personally. Sometimes I'm forced to go for it, but usually I don't really enjoy it too much. I will be playing any map, I will not be using any resets, I will show you that every single map is breakable. 99%, okay? And that you can have a really great games as Inferno. So let us go. I'll share what you're looking for and so on. So first of all, of course, as always, we buy the hero with our starting army for our own faction. In this case, we have a pretty low roll of army. 28 gods is nothing special. And also, we have a really claustrophobic layout, as in we can't really move to the side anywhere. So we'll be starting the game by scouting the roads, as you usually do, by the way. As you usually do. I'm wondering, I probably will take immediately the Cal out to deal with the Gogs. So because we are getting ready for combat, we shall upgrade the Gogs and buy out the rest of the army. We can currently still afford this. Actually, before I do so, we will get Zarfax to step outside so we can buy Tiba. And Tiba provides us some more army. With this amount of army, I am hoping that the Gogs will actually be afraid and will choose not to fight me. So let's try for it. I mean, either way, it's gonna be ending up fine. I will lose only like a few 1-stocks. Okay, they don't want to fight me. So this is a way that you can deal with some early shooters as well. Pretty common strategy, and one that's usually pretty effective too. It seems like the roads are getting better. The boxer is going to be dealt with pretty early. That's nice. That's going to be the objective that we can start on. So yeah, early to the game, the most important thing you want to do is you want to get many heroes out, okay? On every single road, and necessarily not on road as well. Every single hero is going to be paying himself off in 1 or 2 turns. Not even in terms of scouting or being able to do some fights for you, but in just pure collection of resources itself. So you should be going up to the max limit of heroes as soon as possible. It will be worth it, trust me. Some people going into online matches have a tendency to be a little bit afraid or hesitant to spend their early gold on the heroes, but it is always worth it. In no situation is it not worth it. We already have a hero on that road, so you may as well get someone off-road, especially since we see a treasure chest that we can collect. This is gonna be really nice for us. We're kind of like a little bit struggling on gold. As in, any moment now, we can actually stop recruiting heroes because we don't have enough. We still have the soft road to open up. It's really important to chain your army to open up the roads, because if you don't have the roads, then your scouting and your map knowledge is going to be very limited. I can also grab the Scholar and the Cal. He might actually be main. I'm not committed to him being main yet, but he would make for a really good one. Wait, no. We first up open up the Pixies. We can just wait for them to move in, and then we'll be able to shoot them really well. Oh, this is gonna suck a little bit. Yikes. There we go. Then I want to get the army back before scouting on Cal. Ooh. I feel like I should be able to take the box, and if it's a box that I can take early, then I should probably do it. This has the potential to be army, spells, gold, or experience. Experience being twice as common as all the other options. So it's 40, 20, 20, 20. 40% XP. Then 20% for army, gold, and spells. There we go. So with this, we have a pretty good thing set in mind of what we'll be doing. And I guess I'm committing my Cal to be main for now. Cal's like not the best main, but he kind of gets the job done. He is a decent hero. Ooh, we have a seaman box over here. We also have gloves as well. The map is actually looking decently strong. I also would love to get some archery on the Cal right now, because the fang arms are not an easy fight. Getting some extra damage would prove to be very useful. So we're looking for attack level ups, attack primary skill, and archery secondary skill. Attack skill, but not archery. Offense is a really good skill that I should get eventually, but right now it would be hurting our chances. No, actually no, it doesn't hurt the chances because I'm not leveling up before getting the box. So because of that, we pick up the scouting, and that will do. I might actually want to start on that box instead. Yeah, this is probably a better idea. It's gonna be ending up safer, like way safer. And you know, sometimes if I were to have a day to reset, I would go for the fang arms immediately. But if you're playing with no resets, then you may as well be a little bit more reserved in ways that you actually approach the maps. Oh, actually Gunner would be a really good hero too, but I'm gonna be committing to the Cal. Gunner would be a really good long-term main, but Cal is gonna do more short-term, and Jebus Cross games don't usually go late, so sometimes the short-term hero is gonna be far better than even the long-term one. So in this case, I will not be using Gunner as a main hero. We also will be splitting away some of the army, and we'll be getting it to push for the side town instead of going anywhere else. Because the way that the roads and the way that the biome is structured in a Jebus Cross is that you will be having 3 roads. 2 will lead to side towns that you should probably collect if you can, and 1 is going to lead into the desert treasury. And you want to get into the desert treasury as soon as possible, because that's where all the great artifacts are, that's where the most of the army is. Not only do you want to claim all of the good things from the desert yourself, but you also want to be denying everything away from the opponent. So going into the desert is something that we call a break, and it's something that we want to do immediately as soon as possible. And that's the reason why we play in such a style that gives us as much action as soon as possible. Action leads into more action, we get our box, then we can get some army, then we put those things together and we're really strong immediately. And that's why we don't build income, because income does not give us creatures to fight with. Actually, I mismoved. Yikes. Okay. This will do for now. My Horse will be following my Cal around, and we'll be giving him army as he needs it. Yeah. On the road, so it's a 7 hero start, that will do. And now we move on to the next turn. So we have the side army pushing the northern town, and we'll be having the main army pushing the southern town. North down here, south here. Most likely, the southern road will split, and we'll have a road into the desert. That's where the third road is. I said there's 3 roads, which we currently see 2. That's because one of them, we didn't scout one of them yet. That's how it goes. I also have a relic in the biome, but then again, guarded by 3 sultans on an Inferno biome. This would be way too hard to take for most of the game, I believe. So I don't think it's gonna be that relevant. We'll put the army onto Andal, and the first thing we'll do this turn is just scout the roads. So we have more knowledge on the biome, so we can make better decisions on what we want to do. Scouting is the #1 priority. After you scout, then you should be making a plan of how and what you're gonna do in order to get stronger, in order to generate army, and so on. There we go. That's a bunch of scouting. We already see a console road here. That's amazing. This is gonna be providing our kingdom with some angels, and then we see another conservatory, but this one is really, really hard to get to. So if we want to do this one, there's gonna be like a lot of investment needed to actually be able to get there. Okay. Still, boxes will make for a really, really great way to get started because they're most likely gonna give us experience, which will give us a good hero that will then be able to do the fights. So there we go. Put the army onto Cal, and then Cal will go for the Seaman fight and grab that box. Seaman are actually really high value units. And it could even guard a 10k XP box, but it looks like a smaller box right here. I would say this is probably going to be imps or 5k XP. Either of the results, by the way, would be something that I would be happy with. We, of course, take the zombies along the way. This will give us gloves, this will give us the treasure chest, which will begin to build up the Cal. With Cal, the Gogs is going to be our main power stack for like a really long part of the game. With that in mind, we really don't want to lose them. So we'll be protecting them, we'll be counting the creatures that we fight, we will not really be face tanking a lot at all. And yeah, to kite creatures, it's very, very simple. You just place creatures behind them. So you want fast creatures like the Superflies in a single stack that will be able to divert the enemy's attention. As you're going to be playing the game and working around these one stacks, you shall be getting a feel of what the enemies chase at what points and what not. The sooner you begin kiting, the more likely they are going to be following your Superfly. The closer to your Magogs they get, the less likely they will be to focus the fly, and instead they might divert their attention to your shooters instead. And start, you know, trekking towards them. There's like specific rules that they follow, and you could learn the specific rules, but generally you're going to be better off by just feeling it out, at least in my opinion. We can get some XP. The School of Magic that we ended up rolling is Air Magic. Air Magic is not bad, but it's not really preferable, in my opinion, so instead I'll be skipping it. Because of skipping it, due to the rules in which the heroes level, we are very likely to be leveling up into Wisdom on level 6. Nonetheless, I will take this risk, and I will roll for something potentially better. Because I don't really feel like I'll be using Air Magics that much this game at all. Even if I were to pick it. 30. Yeah, this looks like 5k XP. That's also a misclick on the Gogs. I didn't mean to do that. We can get them to go back north a little bit, probably. There we go. This will give us some free shots on the from the Gogs. A little bit of cute kiting in order to make sure that we don't die in some random way. Yep, 5k XP. Now, this is gonna be, the level 6 is gonna be between Wisdom and a new skill. Hopefully that new skill is not garbage. Tactics, not garbage, we'll take it. And then we get logs as well. Then level 8 is gonna be another School of Magic level up. But we don't get it quite yet. I will be probably making a separate video where I will explain these rules by which the heroes level. Using those rules, you're gonna be able to make way better decisions on what skills you should be taking at what points. I'll be getting the Cal to be on a fast unit. By the way, the movement points are calculated on your new turn based on your slowest unit. So if your slowest unit is speed 9, you're going to be really, really fast. And of course, you want that. Right now I'm thinking on which heroes to move next. We can move our Gunner. Gunner's going to be able to take quite a bit of gold here. That's gonna be all nice. And if the site town has something relevant for us, we'll be able to chain it back immediately as well. So that is really cool. And in town, we want to build up the Euphrates as soon as possible. Euphrates are the best units of Inferno. Really cost efficient, really strong. They are able to do a lot for us, so let's build towards them. We can either start with Demon Gate or the Mage Guild. And in this case, let's pick up the demons. Actually, okay, the demons. Just because. Doesn't really matter which one I go there. In that situation at least. Cal is setting up to take the Vanguards over here, and then I potentially could also almost immediately go for the Hive, especially depending on the rewards of the Vanguards box. Now that we're level 7, they're gonna be probably not the hard, as we have expert archery, some decent might stats, and so on. I would like the army to push south though. No, I will just get Diva to go south with the with a 1-stack instead. Like this, I will not really be getting rid of my army from the relevant location. We'll also still being able to still being able to set up some other things, such as the mentioned box. We don't really want anything from the factory. We're just stepping aside from the rows. We have extra moves on the ores remaining, so we could collect some army. Collecting some small-scale army from some dwellings or around to do side heroes is something that you should be looking out to do whenever it's available. And currently, Oris is not really doing anything else, so she may as well. Next turn, army goes to Cal, and then Cal goes for another box. And as you can see, by taking these fights early on, we're building up the hero. The army is being built up a little bit as well. We got some extra gogs. We're gonna be likely able to buy some army from the side heroes, from the side towns, and so on. Like this, we're building up power. This power will eventually let us take the Kansas, which will then even let us take more things, and it snowballs a little bit like that. Little by little, you just want to be accumulating power. Let's see. We have another hero slot. As I said, you want to be getting up to a max amount of heroes as soon as you can. And currently, we can already do that, so we should. We'll get the estates dude. He will generate some extra gold for us, and we can also pick up the demons. We see a crack hack in the tavern. It's a little bit of a wasted potential, but whatever. We will pick up the fly on the cupbearer, so he ends up being faster. There we go. And then we pass a new turn. As always, we will start with the heroes that are pushing the side towns. We find an ore-guarded stronghold side town over here, which we're able to brute force down because we took our side army over here. And in Tivo, with their magic arrow and a fast unit, might be able to get the other side town as well. It's a close side town. It's guarded by quite a few creatures. We are not guaranteed to have enough damage to kill it, but we should try. If we do it, then it's a little bit of a nice gain. Oh, I was looking for a different hero. Oops. She does not have a magic arrow. There was another witch that is very similar looking, but has a magic arrow, so yeah, that's a little bit of a mistake. We end up losing that, but that's okay. Not too big of a deal. We'll set up a chain to go there pretty soon because we have a hive next to a town. Whenever you have a town that's next to some objectives, you really want to get it because that town becomes a hub that you can play off of, and that's really strong and really important. So this town has a lot of value, unlike this one. Well, actually, this one is pretty good too because it has the conservatory next to it. So, not bad. Oh, and also the conservatory is minimum, meaning that it's pretty easy to take, and it will generate us an easy early angel. Very wonderful. So, as planned, for now, we want to be setting up for the Vanguard box. And that's exactly what we'll do. We do a good amount of damage, we have quite a bit of meat. The army is pretty good, so we can take the objective. Let's go. Then we can just wait it out, let them come to us so we can get accurate shots in. Unfortunately, they didn't really sack yet, but that's also fine. I think they will be sacking a lot on the next turn. Finish these guys off, no problem. These guys have the ability to hypnotize. Hopefully they will not really be doing too much of that. That would get annoying very quickly. I wonder if I should shoot right now or I should wait. I will actually choose to wait here, and I'll be greedy for even bigger shots. This could come back to bite me, but hopefully it won't. Okay, now we get a big shot right here. And a pretty big shot right here. And honestly, being able to target with Magogs like this is so nice. And that's why Inferno became so much better. The Magogs are a wonderful unit and such a good asset to the Inferno faction. Being able to target is just so good. Cannot be overestimated. We end up having to tank a little bit of damage, which is annoying. We lose 3 Gogs and quite a few of our Imps. Hopefully the payoff here is gonna be worth it. Air Magics as our next School of Magic level up. Pretty sad, I'll skip it again. Because they have other things to currently level, so we're not in danger of being stuck with a bad skill for now. And the box ends up being spells. It's not actually empty as it says right now. Instead of those spells, I cannot currently consume a spell box because of 2 reasons. 1, I don't have a book. 2, I don't have wisdom. And so it appears empty to my feeble mind. Pretty unfortunate. We ended up investing quite a bit of army, and we got nothing in return. So yeah, that is somewhat of a setback. However, we'll be able to get going way better after we get our Afridi, and with those Afridi, we can take the Conservatory, and I think I should do the fight on Cal, because the fight is not that free for side heroes that are level 1. So instead, we should be mobilizing our strong guy. After that, I think that the Wyverns are going to be the main primary power stack that we'll be building, because we see 1 hive over here, we see another hive over here, and then another hive over here. 3 hives is already good enough to make quite a big army. And with that army, we will be proceeding to do even more greater things. For now, I want to be poor manning my Cal into the northern part of the map. The poor man is to basically just retreat into any fight and then buy out in a new tavern. So this is the tavern that we'll be going to. Naturally, and we'll position ourselves on the Conservatory so we're ready to do it immediately on the next turn. So Cuthbert is able to take away our army. We'll keep the gloves on the Cal to make him faster. And then he'll be surrendering into the local fight. You wish to retreat? Yes. That is the plan. Then... Actually, I should possibly not be chaining the army yet, because I don't have my Gogs yet. And then chaining for the second time on the new turn would be, you know, extra investment. So instead, we'll be calming down here a little bit. We can buy the tavern. We can buy the Cal, and we can also pick up a faster unit, so the Cal has more moves for the next turn. There we go. So next turn is the Conservatory turn. Then I had the Pen of Downfall that I could go for after. I want to get the Conservatory as well. I want to start farming some of the hives. We have many plans that we want to commit to and execute well. It seems like this item is going to be very takeable, and it's a very high value artifact. This artifact decreases enemy morale by 2, which makes it not only so they cannot morale anymore, it also makes them pretty likely to miss morale as well even. A really good crowd control type of artifact. On the following turn, we'll be setting up a chain to go over here, where we then will be able to collect the prison, the hive as well. We also kind of want to check out the Desert Guard as well. So with that in mind, we'll be buying another hero, and we'll be pushing him in the direction of the desert. Based on the guard, we might be able to make different decisions that will lead to more nice outcomes. We also still have the bugs here to collect whenever we want to. Well, not whenever we want to, but you know, whenever we see that the time is right. Some of the heroes can still move, but they're part of chains, and they're not really benefiting from moving around here too much. Oh wait, actually I cannot do both. I cannot like set up this town and go to the desert at the same time, because Cuthbert is actually busy. Or actually no, he's not necessarily busy. I'll deposit the army over here, and I'll get myself on the hero slot. The new hero slot will provide me with the chance to chain with a different hero instead, a new one from the Inferno town. We will pick up the Fire Lake as planned and get our Ifriti, the big boy units, and try to send them over here. And then actually we can just hop back inside. Wow. Critical error. That's really weird. Okay, let's relaunch the game real quick. I mean, happens I guess. If we load single scenario and we load autosave. Oh wait, I thought .gm1 because I was playing with one player. Then we'll be able to restart the same turn. There we go. Doesn't often happen, but happens. Then what we did is we gave the army, we put this guy inside, we ended up buying the days, ended up buying the Fire Lake, buying the Ifriti, chaining them over to Horus, and then putting the days back inside. Okay, we are back where we were before. Then we are able to use the Craghack in order to scout the Desert Guard, hopefully. Unless we're blocked on the road. I also want to pick up some gold along the way. Okay. We are barely not seeing the guard because I wanted the gold pile. You know what? Worth it. So be it. Then we can chain the army even more north over to Gunner. And then, actually we're only one item away from the Seer's Ring. A pretty cool combination RT. Something to note. Then this fight is a pretty hard fight to give you a guide to. Whenever you're finding a conservatory with a ranged battle stack, you usually want to make spot where they are able to tank the damage easily. And that's exactly what we'll be trying to do. We'll get the Magogs to be enclosed by the demons and the Ifriti. And that is the strategy for the fight that we'll be having right now. So with that in mind, the position right now is good. And we're able to proceed with the fight. Auto loses, that is not a big surprise. So the plan is gonna be so the demon stands like about here. The Magog stands where currently the Griffins are, and then we're gonna be able to protect them. And if the Magogs get to shoot, they will carry with their damage. So we start off by hitting them, so they hit our Magogs for less. And also it places them automatically in the position that they should be at. Then we can move on the Gogs. And then we can move on the demons. And now we have a well-protected Magog power stack. And with this, we should be pretty good to go. I can either shoot here right now or wait. If I wait, I will be getting a juicier hit off. But if I don't, then I'll be getting hit for more. I'll decide to be greedy here, and I'll wait. This, of course, gives me the juicy shot. I think the first shot should go over here. I can also attack if we want to. And let's say we do. And then we will shoot hard again. We are probably losing an Ifriti. If we defend, we might be able to preserve it. Then we get a nice triple. Very cool. Nice. If we got to survive as well, really good. Only lost some of the meat for the sake of an angel, so we still have our ranged power stack. A little bit of meat. We'll be able to get more meat from the Stronghold Town. And then we have an angel now too. Angel's a really powerful unit that will be able to do so much for me. So I'm very happy with the results so far. And we'll be grabbing the Stronghold meat immediately, because we will need it for the sake of the Royal Griffin fight over here that we'll be taking right now. Can also grab the XP along the way, nothing wrong with that. We end up being offered offense. Currently, we're looking at this map and we're thinking of building a Vibrant Power stack for the highs that we ended up scouting. And we also have Angels and Ifriti that really benefit off of offense as well. And also, we don't really have many good other skills to level up for now. So offense will make a pretty good for a pretty good skill, is what I'm trying to say. So then we go off over here. Using tactics, we're immediately able to go into a pretty defensive position where we will protect our Inferno army with our Stronghold meat. There we go. There's not a lot to kite here because you're quite a bit too fast to be kiteable. So this will do. Harder is not that easy, but it's not that hard either, I would say. Goodbye goodbye goblins. We can replace the demons with the Ifriti. That is pretty good. And we're able to soften up the royal griffins that will be threatening our Ifriti as well. We're able to get another big shot off. I'm pretty sure I should be shooting like this. Really big shot. Feels pretty good to have those. That's like the main selling point of Inferno for me, by the way. The reason I love this faction is because of those shots. They're really, really nice. Are they able to kill? Ooh, I don't know. I'll just let them hit the gods instead. That way I most certainly preserve the Ifriti. There goes the rest of our meat, but then we get a really good reward in the form of the Pendant of Downfall, which we'll be able to pick up in no time. And now, with the items, with some of the army that we're currently having, we will be able to push down to this town and then play around it, which will then let me get the prison. The prison hero is going to be immediately having some army, which we'll be able to use to form the hive. And yeah, one thing should lead into another, and then we should be getting quite a bit stronger. Our main hero Cal, also has quite a bit of experience by now, level 10 at day 4. Certainly not too shabby. I could potentially push on this side as well with my Cal right now, but I feel like that would be a little bit too greedy by this point. Oh yeah. So we want to place our Cuthbert in position to go for the town, but we also want him to be reachable from the main. Oh, I'm actually not in position. Is there such a position? 1710 is still pretty hard, but this is still reachable, so I can go a little bit more back. I know I could chain for the timing as well, but I would rather not do it, since that would be getting a little bit expensive. It's pretty unfortunate that this is like entirely impassable. If it was, this biome would be way easier to navigate, but of course, that's not a current situation now, is it? I think I'll want to set up the Cal to go for the conservatory as well as the shop. So yeah, that's what I'll be setting up for. I'll take away the army and the RTs, and then I'll push Cal separately in this direction, so then he can go for these objectives. Meanwhile, the side heroes will be doing their own thing. I didn't really very specifically set up these side heroes. You should be finding these chains as you play the game, and you know, maybe it feels natural that this hero that ended up being in this location should probably receive the army and then push forward. As you play more and more, these chains will come to you more naturally. For now, it might still look quite complex, but if you follow like the general guides of, you know, scout, collect, try to plan, and build up your army like incrementally, take a dwelling, take a box, take an artifact, take a fight, and then, you know, you build up your hero, you build up your army little by little, and you'll be stronger and stronger, and eventually able to take even the biggest of fights, which should be really good for you. After move, so we may as well pick up a single pile there as well, because why not, you know? Why not? Then on this turn, we want to do quite a few things, right? One of those things is to scout out the break. It is Wyverns, not too hard of a break. It should be pretty simple to do. Oh wait, we actually have another hive here. It was a little bit hidden, so yeah. There's even more Wyverns for our army, that is wonderful. For now, I'll pick this up, and then I'll pick up the army from the Cal. But I will leave the gloves on the Cal, so he ends up being faster. Yes, indeed. It's gonna be like pretty hard to reach the Cal if I place him too far. But then again, there's like a sneaky road over here that I could use a little bit later. I'll collect some gold on the Cal too, just so I don't move too far away. Since Cal right now is really, really fast. Yeah, we'll also head up the Warriors team. I think that I can afford it in terms of movement. And whenever you can afford something, you should probably farm it, you know? A really good idea. This could have a teapot. This could also have something pretty useless as well. Ooh, wait, we're taking more damage than I thought I would. Yikes. Yeah, sure, we can fight. Bowstring. Not useless, but not very useful either. Okay, we'll be needing to fix up the chain a little bit, but we have the time nearby, so that's gonna be fine. Our Oris is gonna be able to reach up to here, so that means we can't really move on Cal more than there anyway. So this ends up being pretty nice. Basically, we moved to the point that we could, anyway. We could also go for these prisons, pick up some meat, grab the boots of speed, grab the hive. There's still a lot for us to do. Oh, actually we could have Fafnir help here too. Nice. Whoa, 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 that's not what I meant to collect. Now I'm looking for a hero to delete. I don't think I'll be able to use this Andal at all, because he's in the northern part of the map where I'm not really going back to. If we had a hero slot for him, then keeping him around would be a good idea, because he could just collect local things, local resources, gold, and so on. But because we don't have the extra moves, we should probably prioritize other things instead. And now we need another hero actually, because we're barely not able to get inside. I want to use Intius's moves more to chain over to Cuthbert, because if I don't chain over to him immediately, then it's gonna be a little bit hard on the following turns. So Gunner is probably gonna bite the dust as well. And we can get Intius. We can actually get some more army too. But we're kind of poor, so I will reserve myself for now. The stem doesn't really belong here, but it's not really in the way either, so... But now I can delete this, he's no longer needed. And yeah, surprise surprise, I'm deleting heroes like this and then I'm, you know, wow, I have no heroes. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Oh yeah, and now the Cove, the Nymph makes sense because I can get more. And if there's more, by now they're worth it. I might have to delete another hero this turn. That is so painful. I'm deleting a lot. Can take retaliation, then I'm able to go ahead and hit. Then I can just hit here. Wherever I hit. I mean, a zombie fight is really simple. You can kite them and shoot them, or you can just brawl them. Because you're too lazy to kite them, because they're not really worth it. Actually, this hero is not very good. He has scouted what he could have, and he will not really be used that much anymore. You have Souls of Good with his sorcery. Unfortunately, she does not have any offensive spell to cast on her own. Anyhow, she provides with some extra meat, some extra stronghold meat that will then be able to be used in the hive. Ooh, this is not that easy. Then again, well, not much I can do about that. I might be losing my gogs here, that would be very sad. Hopefully I will be able to preserve my gogs to a certain extent. Sea dogs are pretty dangerous. Yeah. It's kind of like that, isn't it? Okay. We should immediately block the sea dogs. Should hit here too. No problem. At this point, we can block the last big stack. Ooh, this guy's gonna get the shit on. I really don't want to block the bottom ones as well, after all. Nice, okay, they didn't focus the Ifriti Industrial Level again. Otherwise, they probably would have been successful in killing it too. Okay. Despite the fight being hard, we were able to deal with it, and it's not a big hive, so we will be able to farm it, despite some of the downsides. It's really sad that we don't have a single Might Arty in the entirety of the biome. This means that we are not, you know, as strong on the side heroes as we otherwise could be. As I'm chaining back, I would also love to hit up this hive as well. It would make my Violent Pulse stack quite a bit greater than it currently is. If I build a few marketplaces, I would be able to generate the gold in order to be able to do so. And I think it's actually worth it. In this case, I need to delete yet another hero. That is getting really, really expensive, but for the sake of the chains, there's no better place you can put your money into than these kinds of chains. So, I will be greedy in this case. I'll put the Nimus over here. She's gonna be able to farm the hive, then we can pull it out, bring it back up, and so on. Because the marketplaces will be able to supply the more gold to the chains as well. Ended up doing the hive in the new turn, because then we can pick up the scholar first, and we end up getting some defense skill. So this fight is going to be a little bit easier than it otherwise would have been. Really good. That was a lot of gold that Jedi was able to generate. That's really cool. And then Good is going to be able to take this fight. Our past stack is going to be very near dead now. There's not much to be done about that. I can just do it like this. There's no reason to suffer for our units dying and watch that slowly commence. Especially when we can't really interact with that much whatsoever. We're able to chain Yami back up. Then we're able to get it over to Nimus. And then Nimus is able to take on the Sea Witches as well as the actual hive. It's gonna be like pretty hard to get the army out of here. Admittedly. We will put the Magogs up as offering so they don't choose some of the other important units like the Ifriti. But they still do. That's pretty sad. We don't want to hit with the Ifriti because it would be like really easy to kill. Otherwise. At this point, the Ifriti can escape, and they'll be good to go. Our army is not looking too hot. It is a small hive, so we are still able to do it. If it was bigger, then we might have been in quite a bit of danger. Okay, we're not saving this Ifriti. An Earth level 2 Nimus is one of the best things you can get, but in our case it's actually not that useful. Oh, and we actually fucked up completely. The chain completely doesn't connect there. If we tried to make it, then we would just be wasting our time. So we'll have to delay everything else that we do by like a full turn. That's pretty tragic. I was too greedy for the side, but then again, without that hive, I might not be able to take the fights over here, and that means the fight that I'm going here in the first place would be like giant waste of time. So yeah, better delayed by one turn rather than be risking of wasting even more. Perhaps. So let's see. We can just commence on the new turn. It doesn't, I mean, it matters quite a bit, not gonna lie. But, this is the situation that we're at already. Let's buy some more army. It's gonna be useful for the side heroes, of course, and so on. We're also able to push more in this direction, meaning that every single hero can move a little bit forward, and the chain will be, like, far more completed. If Horus would have the moves to get to the first prison, then that would be amazing. But I don't think that's gonna be the case. It's gonna have to be the Fafnir that goes through the prisons. I think we can delete one of the heroes over here. No, Cyrus pretty good. I think Intius has to be deleted. Yep. And we need to delete this hero because we moved the hero that was connecting the army a little bit forward. And if we don't place a hero to compensate for that, then we will be wasting yet another turn. So that would be horrible. Next turn I want the boots of speed, I want the prison, I want the hive. Then by that point I want the Cal to do the experimental shop and the conservatory. And after I complete all of that, I should be able to start heading towards the break, and the break should not pose too much of a threat. Oh yeah, also, our mage guild is really horrible. We should research some spells. Slow is decent, not too great. I'm mainly looking for haste. Factory would be able to teach haste to Scholar, but I don't currently have a spellbook, and by the time Cal is gonna be having a spellbook, it's gonna be really hard to meet him. So for now, that will do. Excuse me. I'm getting a little bit sick. So what do we do? What did we set out to do? Currently, our army is over at Nymus, and we want to be completing the chain. We no longer need Jedi because he just scouted out some, collected some, and, you know, his services were appreciated, but we don't need them anymore. Then we're able to pick up a new hero that will be able to pick up the army. And then I'm able to push this army even further beyond to where we need to go. Damicon picks it up. Oh, actually, would we be able to maybe take the shield? That would be our first might stab, but no, doesn't look like it. We pick up the army, we get it over to Horus, and then Horus is able to take it over to the Fafnir. I'm not sure if this chain is going to be connecting, to be honest. I might need to do some chain correction on the cow. But even if that is the case, I should be able to complete that chain correction without a problem, and we'll be fine evermore. I also need another hero slot right now. And currently, who's looking like an easy target? Nymus! He lives in the town, so he can be easily replaced by anyone from the tavern at any point that we would like he to be replaced. Jabacus is like really good. I want Horus to be a hero as well, that's actually alive. Oh, by the way, we have another experimental shop over here, so after we take this experimental shop, if we take another, by that point our giant power stack is gonna be, well, pretty big. We could also scout down here for objectives to take. We do have a tavern, but that's not too exciting. So, yeah. Currently our Marius is not doing too much, so we could like hop back inside into the castle instead of deleting her since she still has moves. Oh, Ignatius. He brings in tactics for the sake of the Wood Elves, and he also has a really great amount of side army. We'll trade with Fafnir to save the moon points of Ignatius, and then to even save more moon points of Ignatius, we will delete the Fafnir in order to, you know, preserve. Then with this, only Angel is going to be able to connect, because we only have advanced tactics, not expert. That's a little bit unfortunate. With expert, it would have been even way better. It's gonna be painful to do so, but we will choose to block on the first turn because there's Grand Elves, and Grand Elves do a lot of damage if left unattended. Naturally. Angel is almost dead. Ooh, Grand Elves are the next units to move. That's really sad. Wait, are we losing our Angel? Nah, we're not. We'll defend. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, I am able to actually preserve the Angel, but holy shit, by a thread. If we move here, and move here, and then move the Pit Lord over there, they will not be able to access the Angel. And then if we move these units carefully as well, they will also not be able to access the Angel. Oh. Do we hit here? No, we don't. We do hit here though. I need here like this. Okay. Now, oh my, oh my, oh my, we actually died. But by like 1 HP. Are you kidding me? Right now, I will hit them and they will hit me back for 1 and they will hit me for 1 again. Did we actually lose Angel here? That is so sad. I'll try defending. I think that's gonna be the best possible scenario. And hopefully they will hit the imps. Oh my god, they're actually so stupid. Praise dummy eye. Praise them. They deserve all the praise in the world. They're the reason we are winning right now. It's only 9 imps. Okay, this fight wasn't even close. We do it really easily. Naturally, because we are good at the video game. And we can pick up the meat from the Jabacus as well. We get the boots of speed too. Still out of advanced tactics, and we do another Wood Elf fight, but we're really good at these apparently. So this will be not a problem. Wow, but the game would actually be pretty different without the angel there. But you know what, as long as it works. It's a big hive, and we're kind of able to do it by now too. With all this meat, with all that stuff. Ooh, it's a 12 hive. That's pretty hard. Let's try to navigate this pretty carefully. If we navigate this pretty carefully, I feel like we should be able to preserve some of the army. Compared to the AI. That's pretty good. Let's do retaliation on the orcs, and let's make sure to focus the last stack to move. Because then, if we don't kill them, they will be doing less damage over time. As in, they will not be taking our retaliations for free. Except for that time. They're heavily focusing the angel. So, because of that, what I'll choose to do is I'll choose to block them off so only one stack can attack them at a time. Meaning that they will not deal damage fast enough to kill them. Meaning that the angel will be saved. Naturally, that's a pretty big priority. Okay, so compared to auto combat, we managed to save 3 angels by diverting the attention to the angel and then locking up the angel afterwards. This puts us at 19 Wyverns, which is a glorious amount of army. Then we're able to take this glorious army and put it back on Cal, and then Cal, using his offense, as well as his stats, will be able to take some of the other fights right now. Namely the experimental shop fight. Angel will be kiting, Wyvern will be biting. Okay, even Auto can do it. Pretty good. We'll level up our offense, and now we have some more friends. A big one. Not easy, but certainly something that we should be looking to do. Very unfortunately, we have no stats, so yeah, this will be hard. I might bleed quite a bit. They're free. The preferable of the possible outcomes. We should be baiting most of them south. I think that's going to be ending up better for us. This is nasty now, because the 23 stack is gonna hit Angel. And it might just kill. I'm not sure how we preserve the Angel here. Okay, that like that, huh? Yeah, not too hot, not too hot. So basically like a tier 2 console with extra losses. That is pretty upsetting. I overestimated the tankiness of the Angel. That was my bad, but then again, this is still like far, far better than the auto combat. So, we'll take it. Well, I'm talking as if I have the option of not taking it, you know. We'll now make the Cal fast with expert logistics, gloves, as well as the boots. We will be really fast on the Cal. We'll be having a whopping 3,000 moves, almost 800 of which is going to be to use on the poor man's. Then we'll be chaining the army back, and we will be looking to go ahead and break. We could actually break on the next turn already if we just have a hero set up to take the Dragonfly for us, and also if we have haste. With basic haste, we will be able to outspeed the other Wyverns, and we will be able to actually be strong enough in order to break. And a 1-to-1 break would be pretty good timing considering the current circumstances where we have no items on the biome whatsoever. So there we go. Now I think we should break full moves 1 to 2. Okay, so my final verdict for this biome is gonna be full moves 1 to 2. For sure. Not any earlier, not any later. Right now we could build something in the main, but we don't really want to. Not something that good to buy. We also might just want to get the Shielding Onyx dead. It's a pretty tough guard that could snowball quite a bit, but it should be fine. Okay. We have farmed almost everything that the zone had offered to us. We do have 3 marketplaces, right? Yes. No. Yes. Jabakas is able to take a few of these, and then he can go rest forever. By this point, the important part is to get our main hero to the break as soon as possible. Because, you know, he is the hero whose moon points actually do matter. There we go. Oh, actually, maybe I should have bought the other Inferno hero first so I can get the army. But it seems like we overrode the other guy instead. So that's pretty lucky for us, meaning that we didn't really suffer much of a loss. But I should have watched out for that. I could have bought that hero first. That would be more optimal. You know, because on a new week you get new heroes with army, and that army can be put to pretty good use. You should not underestimate that, like I just did at least. Okay. Then we go over to the Zealots, we do that fight. The Zealots might actually be quite a pain to deal, but probably a pain that's actually worth it. Likely. What? Wait, how did 25 Zealots kill 3 Angels? Really? 25 Zealots can kill 3 Angels? I'd be like hard pressed to find a scenario where that would even happen. I want to be blocking them and then waiting and waiting. If I hit here, then they would hit again. They would hit me with the retaliate and then hit me again and probably... Shit. That was not worth it. Yeah, that was not worth it. Huh? Wow. That's not something that I expected to happen, really. We see nothing over here. That's fine. Holy shit. Well, that's scary. That's very, very scary. We're gonna be placing our Cal about here. Oh yeah, we're not able to break anyway, even if we wanted to. The break is a little bit too far. Probably this will be even good enough for the sake of the experimental workshop. For now, what we're able to do is we can buy a llama with the entirety of the new army. We can use our collected resources and trade them over into gold. No problem with doing that since we're not really building a mage guild or anything of the high tier of creatures in the zone. And then yeah, we'll be able to support the fights with the creatures over here as well. This will make it quite a bit easier, quite a bit more doable. And then also I could push over here. There's not that much else that's that great to do. Because we have nothing better to do, then we may as well do that, right? Pick up the shield here. Yes. Oh, an implosion scroll. Interesting. It's not gonna be useful for us for a while, at least. But, it's pretty decent. Let's say here, here, here. It's a tier 3. That's good. Tier 3 will provide us with, quite a few extra giants. 3 extra giants, of course. Hopefully we don't miss morale too much, and we'll actually be able to fight them and successfully brawl them down. Brawling here is, I think, a rather good idea. I have a hunch we're losing a giant. And they miss morale. Yikes. Yeah, okay. Oh, -2. Okay, this is disaster! It's a disaster. Okay, we're bleeding everything that we ever had away. I'm blaming Till from the Zolo fight. Yep. Yep. That's fine. That's good. Another empty box. Yikes. This map is pretty relentless. We can't catch a break. None of the boxes had anything useful. Creature banks are questionable. Yeah. It's a pretty hard one. And we also don't have haste yet either. And by this point, we can't really get it onto our main in any sort of way. Can push the army down here. Can use the army for the sake of the hive. Of course. And it's a very small one, meaning that it does not provide for a lot of army. Truth be told, this is gonna be quite a far-fetched break. So we don't really have any pickets, don't really have any skull magic. Oh, I don't even have a spellbook. So, let's go. This is absolute death. This is absolute death. Even in the most favorable scenario, I don't know how we win this. Like, even if they don't move due to my mismorale, I think they win off of retails alone. Well, maybe not that horrible, but it's pretty close to you. Yeah. Nothing to be done. Yeah. Okay, so 99% of master breakable. No, then again, this was actually breakable too. If I had a better hero, it would have been breakable if I had Earth. Because many of the fights would have been way better. And also, if I ended up having some shooters here, that also would have been really great. The biggest mistake, of course, was these zealots. I feel like if I didn't go here, I would have been kind of fine. I would have had like over 20 whiffs. Yeah. Tough. Tough. So, hope you enjoyed the disaster that was this game. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye. Check out my Twitch to see this live and the KW chat, okay? It's a more beautiful side in that case.